Jessica Burgard, and I'll be talking to you about the Legal Information Institute, which is housed in Cornell Law School. And I find this site most useful for two of its features. One is its legal encyclopedia, which gives you both terms and encyclopedia articles. And the other is its primary law sources, which is mostly good for statutes and regulations, not so great at case law. So I will start by showing you the legal encyclopedia. On this flyout here, there's a lot of subjects, but I like to go directly to more. And along the top, you'll see it has all pages, articles, and Spanish. There's a lot of Spanish-speaking options. Under articles, which is where we are right now, it starts with academic topics and then gets deeper into the way we're used to law being broken down. This can be a great way to start out on something you don't know anything about. So, for example, feminist jurisprudence, I don't know anything about. And this page will give me an overview. Again, it's kind of like you would see in an ALR. And then at the bottom, they have the actual links to the primary sources, the statutes, important decisions, and then getting into subject articles like the ACLU, and then actual journal articles. Going back up towards the top, we can go to all pages, which is a great place to look up obscure terms or other things you come across in cases you're reading that you may not know. So I don't know what a fortiori means. This is how I'm going to find out. Look, it means from the stronger. So it's a stronger argument. One fact follows another. See, learned something today. So the other place I like to look is this primary sources get the law section. Although there are links back from this to the encyclopedia, which you'll see later. They have their own annotated constitution, which is sort of like ALR articles keyed to each, article in the Constitution. I'm going to the Supreme Court page now because I think that's extra interesting. At the very top of the page, you'll find a decision from this month going back through this last term. And then below that, we have other decisions organized three different ways: by topic, by author, or by party. And for all of those, you can do from 1990 to now. They have all of them. And then the curators have picked out 631 Supreme Court cases that are of historic importance. So I'm curious about how the personalities of the justices shine through. So I'm going to go to historic and by author and see which justices wrote which important decisions. So Hugo Black I've heard quite a bit about. So I'm going to click on him, see what he wrote. Oh, sure enough, there's Korematsu. One that I'm not thrilled about. Oh, an international shoe. Look at that. All right, so here we just have the decision. Also under primary sources, under get the law, we have code, rules, federal regulations, and then law by jurisdiction is interesting. If it doesn't disappear on us, because it has state, federal, world. So I'm going to go to state, because that is often of direct interest to us. And you can see that there's 4 different ways you can get to this material. You can go to listings by jurisdiction, by the law about pages, which is essentially the same thing as their legal encyclopedia. You can go to uniform laws and see which states have adopted them, but the state statutes by topic is the most interesting to me. So these are by a topical breakdown. So just picking one, they have different amounts of information under each of these in different forms. I like the way the marriage one was laid out, so I'm going to show you that. So here you can see we have a 50-state survey. There's some links up here, but the most interesting thing is that you can compare state by state, where in their code it is, and then here, do they have common law marriage, age of consent to marry, etc., etc. And it's just interesting if you want to know how a subject is treated differently across the country. So that's a brief overview. I hope you enjoy your own explorations on this law site.